So that's fine. That works for me. So I don't know which meetup group you came from. There's about 12 different meetup groups. Did y'all get an email today? No shows are uncool.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, well, it's a fine because there's about 20 people showed up. Signed up. Look how many uncool people there are not here. It happens all the time. Meetup people are flakes. I don't know what's up with that. But there's about 12 different meetup groups. There's entrepreneurs. There's social connect. There's IPO from idea to IPO. There's bloggers and writers. All sorts of things. But the one thread that I find that everybody has in common, everybody has a website or has a business or has an idea or wants to go somewhere, everybody wants traffic to their website. No matter what it is. If they've written a book, they want readers to come to their website. If they got a company, they got a good idea, they want people to find their idea. That's the thread that holds all my meetups together. I know how to get good, legitimate, relevant traffic to any website of any topic. Now I've said I can get traffic to almost any topic. I've said this to people, and they say, and what they hear is, he thinks he knows everything. And I didn't say I know everything. I said I can get traffic to almost any topic, relevant traffic. And I'll show you some of the slides that does how I can prove that. So what we're going to cover here is why I get to tell you these things. 4 reasons why blogs are the king of social media. That's what we're talking about tonight. Why I think blogs are king. Now the buzz, social media, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Google+, all these sort of things, right? Blogging is a social medium because you get to say things, you get to interact with your readers, right? It's a social medium, and I think it's the king. And then we got the obstacles to overcoming getting started. Now I know why you all have not started your blogs yet, and this is one we cover next week. I can't cover everything in one night. Everybody will fall asleep on me or something. And then I got 4 timeless absolutes. If you do these 4 things, you can get traffic to your website. I've done it across 10 different disciplines, unrelated to each other, just way over here, way over there kind of thing. If I got 1 million people to show up at my website, you'd think I was lucky, and that'd be fair. You got 1 million people to show up. If I did it 2 times, you'd think I was really lucky. If I did it 3 times, you would think I was really, really lucky. Right? If I did it 6 times, you'd think I was really, 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 really lucky. And if I did it 10 times, then I'm really, 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 really lucky. No, what I want to say is I think I've figured out this is the pattern. This is what works. Now I'm talking about slow, hard, long-lasting traffic. I can tell you how to get people to come to your website very quickly. And they'll disappear just as quickly as they show up. I know the quick and dirty way. I know the fast way to get people to show up. It's kind of like taking a spelling test. Remember when we took spelling tests on Fridays? We'd learn all those words on Thursday nights. We'd pass that test on Friday. Couldn't spell nothing on Saturday. It's the same way. You can do the same thing with traffic. I get a whole bunch of people to show up. I get a whole bunch and they'll leave just as quickly. But what I teach is the slow, hard, long-lasting way. And I know the absolutes. I know what needs to be done to do that. And then the next steps you would need to take. If you know these 4 things, these 4 cores, then what else? What do I do beyond that? All right. So, what writers and website owners want? Business owners. This is what I think writers want. They want to be read. If you have a website, you want people to find your website. What good is it to have a website sit there and nobody ever find it? You want to get read. You want to get, if you're a writer, you want to get published, right? And if you're a website owner, you want some credibility. You want people to say, wow, look at me. Look, I have stuff up here, and it's meaningful stuff, and it's good stuff. You got to have some cred, otherwise, what good is the website? If you're a writer, you want to get asked to speak. You want someone, how did you come up with that idea for that plot twist or whatever? And if you're a business owner, you want to get asked, you want clients to show up and say, would you please teach me? Would you please help me? So everybody wants to get asked to supply, to meet their needs. And then the other one is you want to get paid. You want to make money doing this sort of thing. Or not. Anybody not want to make money? I don't know. Fred is independently wealthy. See, that makes a difference. If you blog just for the blogging of it, that's okay. If you don't care whether you make any money off of your blog or not, that's all right. I care if I make money off of my blog or not. Now, we're going to talk for about an hour or so here, and during that hour while I'm up here jabbering away, my blogs will make enough money to take me, my wife, and daughter to the movies and out to eat afterwards. And they'll do that for me 24/7. while I'm doing that. So I blog for a living. Blog pays my mortgage. It's the primary source of income for my wife and my daughter and me. And I live here in Silicon Valley just like you do. I live in the low red district of Sunnyvale. If you go to my website, billballou.com, you can find my address. Then you can go to Zillow.com and you can look up how much my mortgage payment is. I'm not going to tell you. You can do that yourself, right? Blog will satisfy all these itches. A blog will get you read. A blog will give you credibility. A blog will get people knocking on your doors, asking you to do things for them, and you can get paid from your blog if you don't do anything else. I have a lifetime of articles on my website. If you were to read one article a day, if you started when you were 4 years old or 5 years old when you could read, and read just one article a day of all I read, it would take you more than 65 years to read all my articles. So I read about 20, well, I'll let you do the math, all right? So one article a day for 65 years. So what's, 65 times 365, that kind of thing. So I have a lifetime of articles. I get read at 1.115 pages a second. So every second, somebody turns a page and a little bit more on my website. Every second, 24/7, they're turning the pages on my website. So, how do you make money doing that, right? That's why they call it the information highway. I have enough information that people are looking for. They come across this highway. I get solicitations almost every day. Please put my advertisement up there. Please put my advertisement up there. It's like billboards. So people solicit me if they have a good, relevant product that matches my readership, I'll put it up there or not, that kind of thing. But every second, every second I get people reading pages on there. So I have 10 different and unrelated topics to more than 1 million each. Just grab a chair somewhere. I have 10 different unrelated topics. Here's some of the topics. I write about being a Christian. I'm totally unashamed of being a Christian. Not embarrassed at all about that. Write about the evolution, creation, debate, that sort of thing. I have a PhD in education, and I have 2 terminal degrees, one's in education, one's in creative writing. I lived in Asia for 20 years. Most of my time was spent in Japan. My wife, I mentioned before, is made in China. Live in California, so I got to save the earth, right? So I write about the environment. I got locked in a hotel room once when I was in India, and so all day long, I was, it was a festival of Holi, the Holi H-O-L-I, it was a festival of colors, and my Indian friends would not let me go out because what they do is they paint people green, yellow, and blue, very bright colors. So they locked me in a room a whole stinking day. And I was in a hotel room about the size of this area with nothing to do except watch cricket. The bug, not the bug, so, watch cricket all day long. Time for tea. They really do. They stop and drink tea. Well, get back in and play. But now I write about India, and it pays the bills, right? And then I write about blog, I write about international news, and of course I write about just about cricket. So we have more total views on my website. I have more total views than the population of 90% of the world's countries. There's only 10%, there's only about 20 countries in the world that have more people than I have had paid views at my website. And so when I wrote my book way back in the beginning, that's about a year and a half ago, I wrote it when I got to 20 million. And it's way beyond, I've multiplied that 3 times over. So I get read. The point is I get read. You can do that too. If you have a blog, you can do it too. It's not rocket science, but it's not a hard thing to do. What's hard is to be faithful at doing it. All right? I get email. This guy here, this is Bill. 27th meetup on the 27th. This woman came to my meetup. How to grow traffic, blah blah. The advice you shared took part and built into my blog. Already the results are astounding, measured by page views. My 2 blogs have started to take off. January went from 1,600. Before the meeting, February 2377. March is almost 3 times. In 2 months, you tripled the traffic. If you just do these things, it works. I know it works. I get published. I got credibility, right? I had a blog. I wrote about. It's called WISPID. The wisdom you gain from the stupid things people do. I wrote about a whole lot of drunk people. People are doing amazing stupid things when they're drunk. Oh my goodness. I've got a brother and a sister who are dead because they were drunk. Yeah, my sister was 52. She was sitting at home. She's about this far away from the door. The house caught on fire, right? But she was too drunk to take 2 steps out the door. My brother was 42, and he drove his motorcycle into a grove of trees. Man, motorcycle versus tree wins. But when I was writing about these stupid things people do, I came across this one. It was a 25, 26-year-old woman, got mad at her boyfriend, grabbed her baby, 4-month-old baby by the feet. You can see what's coming, swung the baby at her boyfriend, cracked the baby's head on her boyfriend. Made me so stinking mad I wrote the book. 101 things, or gee, the title of the book, gee, I wish I had been drinking at the time. 101 reasons why you never hear that. So it's just a bunch of stories about, they get progressively, it starts off when people are drunk, it's kind of funny, right? Ha 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 ha. But by the time you're done, you're disgusted with them. Why in the world are you doing such stupid things like that? So it's kind of lighthearted at the beginning, but it gets to the point down. This is my son, my piano playing son made my other son sit on the top for 6 hours while he painted him live. Right, so, and then, anyway, I don't know where I'm going with that. So I got credit. I know what stupid things people can do. Look at me. Right? This is my little girl. My little girl has her own book. It's been published. She has a book published it's available on Amazon.com. She's 3 years old. She wrote by Cows Who Chew Lilies. Right? You say this real fast, by Cows Who Chew Lilies, by Cows Who Chew Lilies, sounds like biculturally, right? Her mother's Chinese, so she grows it. She writes about growing up biculturally. She hears her mother and father talking about her living by cows who chew lilies. And so she wrote the book, my son illustrated it, and it's now available on Amazon.com. She keeps her blog going for the next 15 years. When she goes to college, her blog will pay for her to go to college. Now I know that will happen. I know how to do that, right? And do the cricket thing, and then I got this book that's wandering around here. So how do you get 20 million people to show up at your blog? You can do it. A blog can do that. A blog can become a book, is the point. If you've got a book, you got credibility, usually. These guys came to meet up one time, and maybe a year or so ago. And I used to say, I'll tell you what, you just take me out to lunch, and I'll answer questions for lunch. It takes about an hour. You buy my lunch, I answer questions. These guys took me out, bought me a chicken for $12. They asked me a bunch of questions. Took my ideas, went back, and started working on those ideas on their website. Next thing you know, they had well over 1,000 people a day, well over $1,000 a month. They took that traction, they called it, and showed this to a potential investor who gave them $400,000 to further grow their business. And then they called me up and said, okay, Bill, can we have lunch with you again? And I said, no, you can't. You see, they just said, listen, they gave us $400,000. Can we give you some of that? I thought, that was cool. Yeah, give me some of that. I'll answer more questions. Right? But no, it didn't work that way. So what I know can do these things for people. I've been there. I've done that. For me, I've done it for others. Others have done it with what I know. And I get asked. Right? So I've been to New York City, been to Indianapolis, UK. I'm going to UK next year. San Jose, we live here. I'm going to San Miguel de Allende. I don't know if I say that right. It's in Mexico, Mexico's largest writers' conference. Go to San Diego. We just got back from Bangkok about a month and a half ago. Denver, CWC is California Writers Club. LA, I'm in LA this weekend. RWA, what's that one? Romance Writers of America. That's right. They come in. Then you got little love stories. Somebody's got to read them love stories, right? ACFW, American Christian Fiction Writers, all national. You can get asked. The point is, people with blogs become experts in their niches if they do it right. And next thing you know, you get solicitations. I'm telling you, it works. It works. I know it works from first-hand experience. I get email. This guy here, he used to come to the meetup. He was I don't have any money. My partner and I are fighting. What are we going to do? Look at Bill. He makes money blogging. Maybe I can do that. So he starts writing blogs about what he knows is plumbing, right? Plumbers here in Silicon Valley. So making a living on we were making a living on handyman work, right? Now we closed 2 bathroom remodel jobs this week alone, and now in the process of bidding on about 20 more. Doesn't have time to write anymore because he started writing about what he knows about Silicon Valley or Sunnyvale plumbing, how to remodel your bathroom, how to put the pipes, blah, blah, blah. And now that's what he does. And his blog just kind of clutters up this thing. You see, it worked. You write about what you know about. You use the words in the right way. People find you, and they start asking you to do for them what you know how to do. It works that way. Blogging can do that. I want to go back to this. Blogging is chemo. Blogs can do that, right? I get paid. They don't know I told you that. Pays my mortgage. It's our primary source of income for my wife, daughter, and me. But my wife, I think she might have passed me up by now. She's just got a job. My little girl went to preschool, and I don't know. I don't care. If she makes more money than me, it just takes the pressure off of me, right? Then I just blog for the fun of it instead of blogging trying to scratch out a living. So I'm a writer. I'm a websiter. I get paid to write. I can say that. I am a writer and I get paid. I've hung out with writers clubs. There's 60, 70 people in there, and I'll make more money than everybody in the whole room. I get more pages read than everybody in the whole room. Now I'm going to preface that statement. Will Rogers, anybody who not know who Will Rogers is? You know Will Rogers? Yeah, anybody who knows who Will Rogers is, I know how old they are. Yeah, Will Rogers. Will Rogers.
Teenager.
Yeah, Will Rogers, if you can do it, it ain't bragging. So I'm not trying to brag, I'm trying to boast here. I'm just trying to establish the fact that I know what it is I'm talking about. Because I can do it, and I've done it. All right? You can do it too. All of these things you can do, all right? Can't find names, can't find clients. A well-trafficked blog brings them to you. You know, it's cheaper to have people come find you than it is for you to go find them. Now, I can go off on a tangent. It's cheaper for them to build a blog and have them find you than it is for you to go find them. Now, I just got back from an SEO conference. I'm going to Blog World Expo or something like that. There will be trade shows. There will be people with booths up there and all that sort of thing. And they'll pay $10,000 for a 16 by 16 square foot or whatever they pay for that. And I'm telling you, whatever it is they pay to set that up so they could get people to walk by and give them bags of M&Ms, I could have taken that much money and built an online presence so that people could find them. It would be much cheaper than all the effort they went through to go down there and do that. It is cheaper to build a blog and have people find you than it is for you to go out hunting for people. It's done been established. Can't get a published, can't get credibility. A well-trafficked blog does that for you, right? And you have control. This is what's cool. You have control over this. I can control this. Nobody can tell me I can't blog. I can just do it. I can do it out of my wife can tell me. But even she doesn't do it. But I can control this. You have the ability, somewhat, to create a sort of celebrity status, if you will. Now, I've done this. My name has shown up on more than 58 million pages on the web now. 58 million times my name has been published out there. See, you can do that. You have control over that. Does that make sense? It's not like you have to have something from somebody. You don't have to get something from somebody. You can do it yourself. You have control. That's what's cool about blogging. Can't get speaking gigs? They come and ask you to come speak for me. Or you can set up a meetup on it. Can't make a living writing, working online? Yep, you can think again about that. I make a living doing it. It's doable. Here we go. 4 reasons. Here we go. 4 reasons why blogs are king of social media. Number 1, why blogs are king. I know who my readers are. If I write a blog and it gets well trafficked, I know who's coming to me. I know who's interested in what I have to give to them, right? I know who my followers are, my fans or likers or whatever you want to call them on the other social media networks. And I know who my customers are. I have some, 22,000 email lists. 22,000 people give me their email list, for example. I have more than 7,000 subscribers. Every time I hit publish, it shows up in 7,000 email boxes. I know who they are. I know my demographics. I think I got some numbers here. Now, I got demographics for my readers. I have a huge representation of 18 to 24-year-old men and 25 to 30. This is the biggest one, and this is the next biggest demographic. Men read my website, okay? These guys are in college, that makes sense. These guys are in graduate school, that makes sense. But I have educated readers. I know that about my readers. They're single and they're childless. Why? Because they're in school. And that's the way it's supposed to work, you know. Some people and they log on from home or work, but most of them do it from home because they're studying or whatever, or they might be working and they'll log on from work. But I know these. I got 6,300 people who subscribe. RSS means really simple syndication. You subscribe to my blog, right? That little thing. You put them in there, they give me their email. I write something, I hit publish, it shows up in their email boxes. I got 22,000 active relevant email addresses, 4,200 members that meet up here. They don't come tonight, thank goodness, over tonight. And entrepreneurs, marketers, authors, and bloggers. I know who reads my stuff. So if I have a product, or somebody says, would you sell this to your group, I know whether it'll work or not, right? You see, a blogger can know who reads their stuff. Try that on the other social media sites. It doesn't work quite that way. So I can communicate with my readers. I can do it with more than 140 characters. I can communicate with my readers. I refuse to be buried with my blog. Now, here's I don't know what to call it, a conundrum or a paradox or something. You want to have a lot of friends, right? On Facebook, for example, everybody wants to have a lot of friends. And you want all your friends to have a lot of friends, right? That's what we want. I want a lot of friends. I want all my friends to have a lot of friends. So when I tell my lot of friends something, they'll tell their lot of friends something. But what happens when you have a lot of friends? Is anybody here not on Facebook? then you don't know. But are you on Facebook? So when you're on Facebook, all your friends sign up for you. Right? Next thing you know, all their wall posts show up on your page, right? And then what happens? Down they go. The more friends you have, the less contact you have with them because you just keep getting more and more stuff. And if you want to give more and more stuff to these people who give it to more and more stuff, the more friends you have, the more friends they have, the less findable you become. Well, there's something wrong with that picture. You see, but if I have a blog, the more stuff I have, the more findable I have. I wrote something on Facebook the other day that only I would write. And I knew it. I wrote it. And I can search for that particular phrase because I'm the only one in the world who would say something like that. And I put it in a search engine box, Google or Yahoo, something like that. And I know it's on Facebook because I put it there. And I search for it, and I can't find it. Exactly. Try and search for something that you put up on Facebook. So when you give it to Facebook, you're giving it to Facebook and nobody else. Right? That just gives Facebook all the mojo. It gives LinkedIn all that mojo. Does it give you anything? Now, there's a place for Facebook, LinkedIn, all that. But this is, I'm trying to tell you why I think blogs are king. When I put my content up there, I don't get buried because it's on my site and it's findable. And that's what I want people to be able to find me. I can give my fans and my followers more. And I got a picture of that there. Oh, I get feedback. Yeah, I get feedback. Everybody likes feedback, right? Yeah, see, I got a smart one. Not everybody likes feedback. What everybody wants is good feedback. Now, they don't like bad feedback, but you get feedback. I get feedback on my blog. Try and do that on the other social media sites, right? I got the picture. There we got links. I got Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and this guy. You see, nobody really knows how Google Plus works. I don't know why they bother. That's a different issue. Here, get on the Facebook thing here. Blah blah blah. Todd Clark, I hope he never sees this video. I know. But right. And then here, look at the end. There's a little. This is what I call a short URL. So you write enough stuff, and if you really want to say something to somebody, you provide a short URL. You provide a link to where? Their blog. That's exactly where it goes. So if you want to say something that people really want to read about, you're going to put it up there, hope they catch this part, and then when they do, they can go off to your blog and say something that's meaningful. LinkedIn, right? Here we got LinkedIn. Oh, look at that. Ben Yasta, that's 5 MD metrics to stop measuring. You can't say all of that in a LinkedIn post. So what happens? You get this short URL. Where does it go? It goes to his blog. So if you don't complement with an E, if you don't complement your social media strategy with your blog, don't even waste your time over here. It just sounds like fun, and it is fun. I have a fellow that was in the Navy with 30 years ago. I'm thinking 30 years. You're not even 30, right? 30 years. I'm just being nice. I hadn't seen this guy in 30 years. He's the only guy I ever knew in the Navy that I was really cared about. It was a friend of mine. I found him on Facebook about 3 weeks ago. I hadn't seen a guy in 30 years. So it's fun to do that, but it's not really good for getting the business thing done. If you want to communicate with people on these social medias, you're going to send them to your blog. Twitter, right? Look, I got blah blah Taiwan economic news. And what am I going to send them? I got a short post. I send them to my blog. I'm going to send them to my blog. Send them to my blog. You see, the blog is the foundation for how the rest of these things get any mojo out of them. You get traction out of these by sending them to your blog. That's why blog is still the king. Right? I didn't bother Google Plus. Right. Same thing. So I can be found, right? I get found. Again and again and again and again. I get found. I got some pictures. Pan Asian, this is my first one. I got more than 21 million times I've been found. This is a little bit old picture. Right? Rising Sun of Nihon. That was mine. 3 million. That's about 5 million now. Green Packs, right? I saved the world, right? 3 million times. Film Me Fair. That's Bollywood, the celebrity kind of stuff. 4 million. This is up over 6 million now. Cosmo Fair Network. This is my whole network of sites. We've had more than 11,000 people, almost 11,000 people in 1 hour. Since I've beaten that since. My best, I had 65,000 people come in 1 hour. 1 hour, 65,000 people. We had 367,000 people that day. But I didn't have the graph. I was kind of drunk. You kind of get intoxicated. Seriously, when you see all this traffic coming, you feel like, oh, they love me. No, it's put something up there that they love, right? But you can see, there's the real picture. You can get found. That's what I want to say. Whoops, whatever. 100,000 a day. We've done that a bunch of times since. This is me. There's Bill Ballou. Right? That would be me. 11 hours ago, that says 11. That says 12. 11 hours ago, I wrote something and 20,000 people showed up. 12 hours ago, I wrote something, 32,000 people showed up. 12 hours ago, we wrote something, 70,000 people had shown up in the 12 hours. Point being what? What I'm trying to establish is it's real. It's a real thing. I'm not just blowing smoke, if that makes sense to you. Facts. 34,000 facts searches a second, 2 million a minute, 121 million an hour, 3 billion a day. Why shouldn't people be finding you? I mean, they're searching for you. Blogs are findable. Now, see, the whole point here is, should I blog or should I blog? What's a blog? That kind of blogs are king of social media. And the rest of them are just princes, or maybe dukes or something, I don't know. Number 4, I get paid. Thank you. A little slow there, but at least you got it. I just got back from Disneyland, all right? Me and the princess, me and Jasmine, we're like this. Better delete that part. Well, I have the pictures. I have a 29-year-old over here. I have a 29-year-old playing the piano. I have a 25-year-old who's a molecular exercise physiologist, got a master's from UC Davis. And I have a 3-year-old to go with me. Little girl, and she loves those princesses. I knew my princesses. There's Ariel, and there's Tiana, and there's Cinderella, and there's Aurora. You know, Aurora's also called Sleeping Beauty and Briar Rose. Anyway, I get paid. I get paid to blog. That's it. You told my wife I showed you this, I'll deny it. But there it is, $499.95. I had to stretch it out. I didn't have time to fix it. You recognize this is an AdSense, right? You got AdSense? I just cut and pasted out of AdSense. You can see there's a real number. Here's another one, right? Just a couple of my sites. There's so far this India Headline Examiners. I write. We got 5 million, whatever, 6 in the current year. Just this year, we got 5.6 million, and that's how much money came in. It's a real number. Right? Try and make that kind of money on Twitter or Facebook or LinkedIn. No, I'm serious. Go for it. This is why I'm telling you that blogs are king. Now, I write so that I can make money with my blog. Not everybody blogs for that reason. Some people use a blog to complement their business. They just want the credibility factor. They don't care if they make money off their blog. But for me, blogs can do these things, right? So, I have a Bollywood expert, a guy. I love this guy to death. He now manages my network for me. When we started off, we had 0 people come to read about Bollywood. Now we're up to 6 or 7 million, whatever the number is. And he supports his family. He's got a wife. He's got 2 girls, 7 and 5 years old, and a 3rd girl on the way. One of the boys. And he's got a mom and dad. They're driving him nuts, saying, "You got to make a boy. You got to make a boy." They all live in the same house, and he pays for them. He lives in India, but he pays for that whole family. Just bought his house, writing about Bollywood. You see, it's a real source of income for real people. That's what I want to say. All right, make no mistake. Bloggers get read, bloggers get credibility, bloggers get asked, and bloggers get paid. All right, 4 next steps. And then what I'll do is I'll stop talking and we'll answer questions. But here's the part where I try and sell you something. So you can go like, or whatever. So you can go online. I got 7 plus 1 steps, how to get 1 million people to your site. Here are the 7 plus 1 steps. I hope I got those here. Yeah, go here, thetrafficprofessor.com. Trafficprofessor.com. I think it costs $97. You can actually slash here, /buy now, no spaces, BUYNOW, buy now, and it's a. So I got a picture. Yeah, it's a video course. It's an online video course. It's about 85 minutes. There's 8 modules at 15, 18 minutes each. You can stop and rewind, stop and rewind, stop and rewind. So what I did was I took the book and I made it and I talked about it and I showed you how things work and all that. It's all right there on the trafficprofessor.com. And if you don't want to, do the internet marketing, put your name in there and get videos. If you go here, you'll get names of videos and you can watch more stuff, get more information. Or you can go /buy now and you can buy it right off the bat. You get that. You get workshop videos. You get iPod version. Oh, yay! Everybody say yay! And there's a web optimization webinar, how to optimize your web so that how to set up for search engine. There's a bunch of bonus modules, one of which we're creating now for other people. There's lots of different things that people don't know. And you can do the subscription thing, the whole whopping $9.97 a month. And you can start anytime you want. There you go. Traffic Professor, buy now. Step 2, you can subscribe there. Step 3, you can ask the TripAdvisor.com. That would be me. Say, hey, Bill, how much do you cost? Well, I cost more than $12 chickens now. Sorry about that. It's not your fault. Or you can meet me in person here at webinars and seminars. All right. Got a piano player, a swimmer, and a princess. You get a choice. You want to hear about the piano player, the swimmer, or the princess? Piano player.
Piano player.
How many of you just wish I'd stop talking? Should I ask that question? How about swimmer? Princess? Okay, I'm not going to tell you any stories right now, right?
No, go ahead.
The piano player. This is my piano player's son over here, right?
I think the two ladies over here said princess. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but
We'll take anything at this point.
Yeah. So, when Benjamin was 7 years old, anybody all have children? You know what 7-year-olds are like, right? When he was 7 years old, he and I participated in what was called a biathlon. It's a run, bike, run thing, where we had to run 5 kilometers, about 3.1 miles, and then we had to bike 60 kilometers, which is 37 miles. And then we had to run another 3 miles. So run 3 miles, ride the bike 37 miles, and then run another 3 miles. He was only 7, mind you. I had an 18-speed, racing bicycle. He had a 1-speed BMX, little red thing, which is totally unfair for a 7-year-old. He didn't have any muscles. He didn't have anything. So we went out and we ran the first 3 miles, and we didn't come in last. I mean, there's a bunch of guys in Speedos and tight shorts and all that kind of stuff. And he still beat some of them. He was only 7. And then we got on our bicycles. We took off, and we went 20 miles or 25 miles on a little 1-speed bike, like this. And we got to this point where these little Japanese girls. We were in Japan at the time. Little Japanese girls were saying, "Go, Benjamin, go, Benjamin." And he smiled. What they were supposed to say was, "Turn, Benjamin, turn, Benjamin." And so instead of turning, making our way back, we went straight ahead into the mountains, where they had a champion course, they had an expert course, and they had a champion course. They sent us on the champion course. Right? And so I'm a dad. I'm not very smart. Dads and smarts won't go together sometimes. And so we're out here on this bicycle. We head into the mountain, and I begin to realize the fact, you know what? We're heading into the mountain. We're on the wrong course. We should have turned somewhere back there. And we start climbing this mountain. I said, Benjamin, we're on the wrong course. Let's turn around. He starts shaking. No, I'm not going to do it. And so we start climbing this mountain. I just shift down. That's easy. I can climb any mountain on a bicycle. He's on that little 1-speed, and he starts standing up. He starts pushing as hard as he could to climb the mountain. Couldn't do it. I said, Benjamin, we're on the wrong course here. Let's turn back. No. And then he starts crying, and I start crying, and he pushes more. He falls off his bicycle. Falls over off his bicycle. I say, okay, Benjamin, now let's go back. No. He picks that bicycle up and starts pushing it up the hill. He pushes the bicycle all the way up to the top of the mountain. When he gets to the top of the mountain, he says, now I'll go back. We turn around, we go all the way back on the bicycle, we go all the way back, and we still got 3 miles to go. We go out 1.5 miles, we turn around, we come back, we get to the 2-mile part. Ben says, Dad, Papa, I just can't go anymore. And he flops down in the middle of the street. And I said, Ben, I'll tell you what, we'll get on the next bus that shows up. He said, okay. And he gets up and he starts walking. We go another 1/2 mile, the bus ain't coming, and he falls down again. Well, his grandfather, his Japanese grandfather, he drives a taxi. I said, I'll tell you what, I'll call Ji-san. He'll come get us in the taxi. Get in that taxi. When the taxi shows up, we'll take the taxi back. Okay. And he gets up and starts walking again. Gets, about 200, 300 yards from the goal. Falls down again. The taxi's not coming. I said, Benny, look, there's your mother. He gets up and he starts running. He starts running. So Benjamin, he's 7. So Benjamin starts playing the piano when he's about 8 years old. And he makes up his mind he wants to make a living at this piano playing. He gets a teacher, and the teacher said, you need to tell Benjamin that he's not going to be able to make a living as a piano player. Now, do you think for one moment I would ever tell my son what he could not do? There's like no way I will tell him what he cannot do. And now he is an international award-winning pianist. He played in Japan. He won the all-open competition for adult piano players. Do you think I'm going to tell him what he cannot do? No way. You see, when that boy starts off to do something, he makes up his mind he's going to do it, he's going to finish it. And that's what I want to say to you. You're going to blog. Do not think you will try it. Don't just start. Don't just experiment with it, because all you will do is clutter up the space. Either do it or don't do it. Either make up your mind you're going to finish it or don't start it at all. That's where I'm going with the mechanical. Now you want to hear about the swimmer and the princess, don't you? That's too bad for you. All right, Fred, you want to turn that off? Now we're going to do the Q&A thing.